You know, I think it's time for me to just finally talk about something that's been on my mind for quite a long time, and that is the the state of Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. So yeah, let's talk about that. So if you don't know, Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero is a game that was supposed to be the greatest thing ever. The greatest thing ever when it came out. It came out last year, October 10th, 2024. At the moment, it's on sale for what is it like $40 basically. So, you could buy this. I don't know if I would recommend buying it, but I honestly think the game should have stayed in the oven for a little bit longer. And what do I mean by staying in the oven for a little bit longer? I mean that the game should not have came out last year. It should have came out this year, so that way when it came out, it was better than what it is. Since there are a bunch of issues with Sparking Zero that I think if the game was just in the oven a little bit longer, we wouldn't have said issues. Like, I don't know. Someone made a tweet about like when we got Daima Vegeta about how his attacks just looked really bland, which I would have to agree. A lot of the attacks in Sparking Zero just don't hit the same as like the attacks in like the Tenkaichi series and like not the Budokai ones per se, but just like it just doesn't hit the same. Like if you looked at like a footage of like a Tenkaichi 3 attack and then you see one of Sparking Zero, you're like it's not the same, and it sucks because Sparking Zero was supposed to be the Tenkaichi 4 of this because it's been so long since we got Tenkaichi 3 that we were all just like waiting for us to get Tenkaichi 4 or like a remaster of the Tenkaichi series, because a lot of people who play and watch Dragon Ball have very fond memories with the Tenkaichi series. I'm one of those people. I grew up on like the Budokai series and the Tenkaichi series growing up as a kid. I still have my physical copy of Tenkaichi 3 with me right now. Like, I got that game for Christmas when I was like a kid, and I still have it to this day. Like, granted, I don't play Tenkaichi 3 that much, but that's not the point. This game meant a lot to a lot of people due to like the story mode and stuff, the way they did things. It was a really good game. Like, it was really good. It still is really good to this day. Like, I wish that, you know, in a different timeline, we got Tenkaichi 4, like, way back in the day, instead of, like, us getting, what was it? What came after 3? Like, Xenoverse and stuff? Granted, Xenoverse is fine. Trust me. Xenoverse is a good game. I do like Xenoverse, but I just wish we got Tenkaichi 4, even though I don't think they could have did that because at the time we were in a Dragon Ball drought to where at the time there was nothing new. This is before like we got Battle of Gods. This is before we even knew what else was going to happen with Dragon Ball. We just knew that the story ended with Goku. No. Sorry. I forgot. We got GZ. So we thought we had the conclusion of Dragon Ball. Goku flies off with Shenron to go somewhere. I think he took Oop with him. I haven't watched GT in like years, and so I don't remember. But we thought that we had the conclusion of Dragon Ball, which I mean, if that's how it ended, that would have been fine. I guess it just would have ended with Goku training Oob, possibly. I know in Z he does that, but I don't remember how GT ends. But yeah, I just wish we got Tenkaichi 4 like earlier instead of us getting Sparking Zero, which theoretically basically is Sparking, or which is basically Tenkaichi 4, but just not Tenkaichi 4 because it's its own thing. But anyways, I'm going off track. But yeah, I definitely do think that it should have stayed in the oven longer than what it was. Since I know it's cool to hate on Sparking Zero, and I mean, I can't say I blame people for hating on it because they promised so much stuff when this game came out. They said like, oh man, custom battles are going to be the greatest thing ever. And for like the 24 hours I've played that game, well, I mean, when I first bought it, when I first bought Sparking Zero, because I bought Sparking Zero day one. And when I bought it, I played the game for like 5 hours. Because I was like, dude, this is so cool. This is so fun to like we're able to play this game now. Even though at the time I still wish it would have been in the oven longer, even at that time. But it was just like, man, this is so cool that we're able to play this game that we've wanted for so long. But as like the honeymoon phase ended, it's kind of just like, you know, this game would be good. Like this game is fine, but it could be better if they did things differently. And I honestly do not know what those things are. I guess for the attacks, like add more impact to. I really can't explain what I would want them to do for Sparking. Like if they left the game in the oven for a little bit longer, I don't know what I would want them to like make better, but I know it's something. I definitely know it's something that they could have done to make it more brighter, because the game does look beautiful. Like, I know people say that the game doesn't look good. Sparking Zero does look very beautiful. Like some supers look amazing, some transformations look amazing, but it's just like I really don't know. Like the game is good. Don't get me wrong. I definitely do like Sparking Zero, but it's just like one of those things to where every time I think about replaying it, I just think of like, if I play Sparking Zero, what am I gonna do? Because there is story mode. Story mode is fine. I wish that they did more with like the cutscenes and stuff, but I mean it's whatever. I mean, there's really only certain ways you can retell the story of Dragon Ball without us getting tired of it, especially if basically you've played every single Dragon Ball game. You know, there's a point to where, yeah, the story starts with like Raditz taking Gohan, and then Goku dies to save Gohan, and then the Saiyans arrive, and blah 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 blah. There's really no way to package it differently. I get that, but like a lot of people said, granted, I have not like finished story mode because I can't be bothered, but I obviously know about like the Gohan Black, and like what if Goku went Super Saiyan during the Saiyan Saga fight. Those would be cool. Those are cool. Like, that's something that I wish they would have done more what ifs. And this is from the same franchise that is like known for their what ifs. They did it like in the Budokai 1 to where like what if Hercule won the Cell games, and like what if Cell absorbed Krillin instead of 18. Like, these games have a bunch of what ifs, and I it's weird that Sparking Zero doesn't have. They have some, but they don't go all the way with it, because they could have done something so cool to where like, especially now that we have Dragon Ball Super, they could have done something to where along the lines of like for Trunks' story, you know, the Goku Black Saga plays out the same way, except I don't know, instead of it being Goku Black, it's Gohan Black or Goten Black. Remember those times. But they could have did so many cool things with everything that we have now. Like, it would have been so cool. They probably couldn't incorporate manga stuff, because I think it would have been so sick if, like, for Goku's story, when you did the Goku Black Saga, they did the manga version of it, because if you have not read the manga version of the Goku Black Saga, it's amazing. Like, Goku uses Hakai on Zamasu. Zamasu like has a bunch of clones in reference to the Metal Cooler. It's so good, and it just sucks that like Vegeta goes Super Saiyan God, I believe, or Super Saiyan God, I believe. Goku Black goes Super Saiyan instead of Rose. Like, it's so good. And it sucks that they're not able to incorporate that into the anime, because at the time when this happened, the manga wasn't going on, but the anime was. And I just wish they were able to incorporate that into video games, or we still don't know if Dragon Ball is ever coming back. But, you know, I wish they were able to get the rights to, like, and this isn't just for Sparking Zero, this is for other games, but I wish they were able to get the rights to, like, have, like, the manga stuff in the game. Like, imagine a world to where we wake up one day, like maybe next year during Fight Hour or whatever it's called. Like, we wake up and they're like, "All right, guys, so we're making Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, and we're gonna have like Granola, the goat guy Moro." Like, it would be so cool if they were able to incorporate the manga stuff into all of the games. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen. And once again, this is not just for Sparking Zero, but I just wish we were able to have that in the game, but unfortunately not. But yeah, going back to Sparking Zero, I really just wish they did more with the what ifs, and the fact that they didn't sucks. Because like I said, I think it would have been so cool if they did more with the what ifs instead of what they gave us. Now, granted, they could have just put Sparking Zero 1 out for like to test the waters, and then maybe in like a couple years they'll make Sparking Zero 2 to where they'll take in like the criticism that we have with Sparking Zero 1 and put that towards the second one, because when Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 1 came out, that game was not good. That game sucked. Well, in hindsight, it sucked. When it first came out, I'm pretty sure everyone was like, dude, this is like the greatest game ever, because we went from like what what Budokai 3 was, which I mean, Budokai 3 is a really good game, but we went from that to like 3D type stuff, and like the missions and stuff were cool. And once we got like Tenkaichi 2 and how much that improved on that first block is a night and day difference. Like, if you were ever gonna play, if for some reason you were like, you know what, man, I'm gonna play Tenkaichi, but I'm gonna start at 1, and then you play 2, you're gonna be like, there's no way that these are the same games. Like, there's no way that the same company made Tenkaichi 1 and Tenkaichi 2. That's just how much of an improvement it is. And in a way, I do hope that is the case, but at the same time, it's like, man, dude, you guys should have just like not been so eager to release the game. And I get it, you know, you guys wanted to release it as soon as possible because a lot of people went crazy for it. Like, I remember the day we got the trailer for it. I was at home. I don't know what I was doing, but then I saw that Rhyme Style reacted to it because it was like at an event, and I remember being like, yo, we're finally getting like basically Tenkaichi for it, because at the time we didn't know what the game was called. We just knew that we were getting a new Dragon Ball game, and when they showed like Goku going Super Saiyan Blue and him cracking his knuckles, that looked so good. And like I said, Sparking Zero is a really beautiful looking game. Very nice. Very nice. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. The topic of this video. I really don't know. But yeah, I just wish they did more things with it, and I really can't like pinpoint what I would want them to do besides the stuff I said. But there's more that I would love for them to do, but I just can't put it into words. I actually cannot put it into words. I guess another thing too, well, I mean, this is kind of null and void because we just got DLC, the third DLC for the game, but the lack of like how long it took for them to release DLC 3 from DLC 2. Now, mind you, I have not bought any of the DLC because I have a very love-hate relationship with Sparking Zero. Like I said, whenever I want to re-download the game, I just think of, you know, I want to re-download the game to finish story mode for all the characters so I can see everything that happens. But then it's just like, it's like a dread that I have, being like, man, like this game could have been something to where I clocked in like 100 hours in the first week of the game coming out. But I only have 24 hours in that game. And mind you, the majority of those hours are me just using mods for the game, because Sparking Zero has a bunch of mods in the game, which you love to see. You definitely love to see, you know, these games having like mod support and them adding like goofy characters and stuff. Like, it's funny, you know. You can have like Vegeta as Skibidi Toilet, which, you know, is funny, but it's just like, I'm just gonna do like versus the computer, because the game is like dead on PC. And I know I didn't even think about this, but I watched Rhyme's video on this, and he was saying that the majority of anime games are normally like they live on consoles, which I didn't think about when I bought Sparking Zero, because I was like, dude, I can just buy this for my PC and just like do it that way. But yeah, it's very dead. And granted, I really wasn't gonna be playing like Sparking Zero online like that. Like, I wasn't gonna play Sparking Zero to be like ranked Z the first week or whatever. I just, you know, I don't want to do that. But yeah, I don't know. It just sucks to see what happened with Sparking Zero, because once again, the hype that everyone had for the game when it was first announced definitely was something that you had to be there for. Just like to see everyone being like, "Oh my god, dude! Like, I remember playing Tenkaichi 3 as a kid, or I remember playing Xenoverse 2 as a kid, or whatever. Now this is here. I'm glad I was born in this generation. Blah 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 blah. It was just something, just so amazing just to be a part of, because, like I said, there are people who were born in like a certain time of Dragon Ball games. You had like people who were born during the Budokai series, the people born for like the Tenkaichi series, for like the Xenoverse series, which is crazy to think about how Xenoverse 2 is still getting DLC 10 years later, almost 10 years later, since I think Xenoverse 2 came out 2016. So 10 years later, that game is still getting DLC and is still being played actively somewhat. I don't know, I haven't played Xenoverse 2 in like a real long time, but obviously there's a reason why we're still getting DLC for Xenoverse 2. Like, if the game wasn't selling a lot, they would not be doing DLC. Unlike another game, like basically, to put it in this perspective, if the game was doing like how Dragon Ball The Breakers was, we would not be getting Broly and Chilai DLC to where you can allegedly date Broly or Chilai. Like, we would not be getting that. They probably would have stopped it after UI Goku. We wouldn't be having all these other DLC packs that Xenoverse 2 has. So, it just goes to show you that even though Sparking Zero was supposed to be the thing that all of the Dragon Ball fans were playing, it's really not. And I know that's harsh to say, because just because a new game comes out does not mean everybody's going to flock to it, because, you know, that might not be their type of game. Maybe they wanted to play like a game like Xenoverse, where you can have your OC or whatever, like, you're in the world of Dragon Ball doing whatever. So it's definitely fine that like not everyone flocked to Sparking Zero, but yeah, this really sucks, because I was so excited for this, especially because that same year, or the year before, was when Toriyama passed away, and you know, Akira Toriyama was the creator of Dragon Ball, so it stung a bit more, and I just wish that Sparking Zero was a little. That's not a fault. I just wish it was more successful than what it was, or let me back up. It's successful, but I wish it was more like no, I don't know. I really don't know how to put this into words. But yeah, man, I really wish they just had more stuff with this. Like, another thing about it, I wish they had, because in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, they had a thing to where you could, it's like, essentially it's a gauntlet. It's a gauntlet to where you're able to play as one character and you fight like 100 characters back to back to back. Basically a survival mode. Though I don't remember if that's in the base Tenkaichi 3 or that was just in the mod of Tenkaichi 3. I'm pretty sure it was in like the normal game. Also, they could have added the thing. I'm just gonna use Tenkaichi 3 as an example. Also in that game, I'm just remembering this. They had a thing to where you could do like missions to where, or is it? I'm gonna say this, and if I'm wrong, I'll just edit this out. But I think in the base version of Tenkaichi 3, they had a thing to where basically you could do missions to where you had to clear things a certain way. So it was like, you know, beat this boss in like 5 minutes or whatever, or not boss, but character in like 5 minutes, blah 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 blah. Like, they could have did that, and I think it would have made the game more better to play, because, like I said before, basically, if you just, the only options you have for Sparking Zero is either story mode, tournament mode, which is fine. Tournament mode is fine. You know, there are people who do that, and then you just have online. Those are the only 3 things you can do, and that might sound fine at first, but once you do that for so long, it's like, I'm so bored. I mean, you could do custom battles, but I don't even know if anyone's even making custom battles anymore. I really don't know. But that's basically all you could do in the game. And like I said, for some that might sound fine, but it's just like, I don't want to sound like, what's the word, like very spoiled, but it's just like, we waited so long for this game, and once you do all that stuff for so long, what else can you do? Like, what else can you do? Because, like I said before, custom battles, they made it seem like it was going to be the greatest thing ever. Like, you're going to be able to do so much stuff with it, and it's going to be like, there's going to be content forever, and all those other stuff, and it's not that. It's really not that. It's just not the best. It's really not. And you know, it's not cool that Bandai basically kind of sold us a dream with that one because they made it seem like, yeah, man, dude, custom battle is gonna be fire, dog. Like, that's all you're gonna be playing with this game. I mean, there are people who make really good ones, but that's it. There's only like a few good ones. So, yeah, man. I wish Sparking Zero was definitely left in the oven for a little bit longer, for like a year, maybe 2. So that way they could have fleshed out more ideas and stuff. And also, I hope they don't do this. I really hope they don't do this. I hope that they don't, like, to this day, we still cannot play as Gohan Black. So, I hope what they don't do, I hope they don't try to sell us him as a DLC character. Because I honestly could see that being a thing, where they're like, oh yeah, guys, DLC 4, like, we're gonna have Gohan Black. And it's like, bro, no. We're not paying money for Gohan Black, who was in the base version of the game. We're not doing that. So, yeah, I really hope they don't try to do that, because companies have done it before, and usually it's never good when they try to do that. But with that all said, I think I've got my thoughts out. I might add some more stuff in here. I don't even know when this is coming out, or if this will ever come out. But yeah, Sparking Zero could have been the most generational game out there, and unfortunately, in its current state, which is almost a year old, it's really not. It's really not. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I've been thinking about this for like a really long time, especially with like, also Son no Se, hold on, Son no Se, okay. Alright, one more thing. So, at the moment, the newest Dragon Ball game out is Dragon Ball Gexen Squadra, and that game is really good. Super good. I love it. Okay? It's an amazing game, and this is very small, but Gexen Squadra is so good because when the game came out, we have like costumes for characters. Like, we got Kefla in like Saiyan armor. We have Goku in his torn up gi that you have to pull for, but I mean that's whatever. Like, the game already, it's not better than Sparking Zero. I'm not gonna say that, but they're just adding stuff that a lot of fans would want, because like, imagine how cool it would be if, like, when Sparking Zero came out, like, they had more costumes than the ones that they have in the game. Like, they just have, oh my gosh, dude, like, you don't play as Goku? Okay. Here are your costume choices. You can have Goku with his gi, without his weighted training clothes, his torn gi that he had when he fought Frieza, and, like, basically the normal costumes, quote unquote, that he has. Like, they don't have Goku, like, in that one filler episode to where he had the jacket on and stuff. They don't have Goku in the Saiyan armor. They don't have stuff like that. Like, I think, and Tenkaichi 3 had that. They had Goku in the Saiyan armor in Tenkaichi 3. Like, how do you guys not add that into that game? Like I said, it's just, some of this stuff is just very small. You know, it's not the most important thing in the world, but I do think people would enjoy those references to, like, episodes and stuff if you just added that into the game. Granted, because of mods, you can have that, but you shouldn't have to use mods for, like, basic stuff that should have already been in there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I mean, this is a perfect example, but it's like, some transformations in the game are incredibly bland. Like, I don't know. Well, no, Frieza isn't that bland, but there are some bland ones, and there are mods to where they make the transformations look better than what they are in the game. Now, I don't think you should have to, like, go through the hurdles, like, looking for mods for something when it could have just been in the base game. But yeah, I think now that's actually it, because I was thinking about Gexen Squadron. I'm like, oh yeah, right, I forgot they have, like, really cool costumes and stuff. But yeah, I think now that's actually it. I might add some more stuff on here. I don't know, but yeah, what are your thoughts? Did you buy Sparking Zero day one? If so, how many hours do you have in it? And if Bandai were to announce Sparking Zero 2, would you play it, or would you just say no because Sparking Zero 1 was not a flop, but it was like, it wasn't to my expectations, so I'm not going to give him a chance? Honestly, for me, I probably would, because I just think of the generational improvements normally Bandai does with Dragon Ball games. So I probably would give it a shot, but I would just have my expectations low. So that way, if the game does suck and it doesn't improve on nothing, I'm not being hurt that bad. But if it's improved a lot, then it's like, well, my expectations weren't that high, so like, it works itself out in the end. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Oh my voice cracked. I'm gonna leave it here, and yeah, Sparking Zero. I definitely wish things could have been different, but maybe we'll see improvements, or maybe we won't. But at this point in time, yeah, it's definitely rough being a Sparking Zero fan.